Hey, welcome everybody. We are going to start a little early today. I know I said 3 o'clock, but 10 minutes till it's fine because this is only going to be about an hour of hangout. I know we didn't have a hangout last night, an after show for the Kent Rovin host. Everyone was tired. Everybody was getting a little tipsy. And we said, no, we'll wait. So I wanted to have a little quick one today before our show tonight. We have Dr. Stephen DiMatti coming on again for his Contradictions of the Bible. He wrote a book explaining pretty much, the vast majority of contradictions in the Bible. Of course, he's an atheist. He does admit there's contradictions, but he thinks some of them are resolvable, I guess. And I agree. I don't think that anything in the Bible that's a contradiction means a hell of a lot if there's an actual explanation for it, right? I mean, if it's a logical contradiction, that's one thing. But if there's a scribal error or if somebody just made a boo-boo, whatever. I'm not a Bible infallibist. I think there's mistakes in the Bible, actually. I'm definitely sure there's mistakes in the Bible. Big whoop. So, but we're going to be talking to him tonight on the Non Sequitur show. I think Frankie's producing that. I think he's getting ready for that. I was trying to get Brandon in here from the Geek Room. If you want to jump on in, Brandon, I gave you the link for that. I've got Colorado Biker Prepper. I got Max. I got Seder in here, and I gave a link out to other people. I have started a new master link from master list where I can put the link to the G Plus Hangout on G Plus. So if you're interested in being pre-approved to come in here, which means that I know who you are, you have a channel, you have a G Plus, you're not going to snipe and stuff like that, let me know and I'll put you on that list. Now remember though, if you're on that list, every time somebody puts a link in there, which it should only be for this channel, but you know how that goes, that means you're going to get a notification. So don't complain later on, why am I getting all these notifications? Well, you asked to be on the list. The people I put on there right now, they didn't ask, but they asked last time, so I kind of just screw it up on this one. And you guys don't care. You're here, right? So anyway,
I didn't really ask, but Steve loves me so much, and he knows me so well.
That's true. You didn't ask. You begged. Please, can I be on the master list? I'm like, who are you?
Oh.
So to get on the master list,
he loves me.
Know who you are. I got to check you out. You've got to be in Hangouts before. But if I don't know who you are, I still invite you, but you won't get on the master list until you've actually been in here a few times, because that's for the people that obviously I know are not going to do anything detrimental, because we do have snipers, we do have horn bombers. They're out and about all over the place. But anyway, so last night, man, I got to tell you, one of my favorite shows of all time. I am not lying. I enjoyed that. I was having so much fun. The content creators that did videos, I was blown away. Absolutely blown away at the talent. Tony's and Zod, Godless Engineer was funny. They were all just so talented. Oh, by the way, I want to apologize to Godless Engineer. I guess I was supposed to be edited a little bit. We didn't get time to it, I guess. But it still was good, though, so it doesn't really matter. So what do you guys think of it, though? I mean, who's did you like? Who did you think that was like the funniest? And do you think Kent's ever going to watch it?
I didn't watch it yet.
I'm gonna go find Ken's email and I'm gonna email him the video.
Oh, shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name.
How dare you, Max?
Yeah, how'd you do that? Why are you in here? Who are you? No, seriously, you didn't watch it yet?
No, I was doing stuff yesterday.
Well, so was I. I was putting on a show for you guys. That was planned several weeks in advance.
Oh, come on! What's more
to email it to him?
Man?
Yeah,
I will find Hovind's email and I will email it to him. I doubt he'll see it, but
I've already emailed it to him.
Oh,
yeah, I've taken care of it. I mean,
well,
I had
more people that email it.
Sure.
No, it was good. It was funny. I loved it. I thought
it
was fun. It was almost as fun as laughing at Mr. Intelligent Design.
Blah 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 Bible.
Yeah, I like that. That was Godless Geezer. He was like blah 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 Bible. And that's what it boils down to. A lot of the argument I hear anymore is just blah, 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 because Bible. That's just not an argument to me anymore. I'm fine with you profiting the Bible for evidence. I'm one of those people, I think that if you want to submit it for evidence, I'm okay with that. I'm not using the scientific term evidence in that regard. That because evidence is supposed to be anything that changes the likelihood of a hypothesis to be true or to be rejected. That's what evidence is. But in this colloquial meaning of the word evidence, it's just, what are you proffering for submission to be evaluated? I'm okay with that. So if you want to say the Bible's evidence, okay, but what are you going to get out of that Bible to show me that the earth is young? Because it's not much, right?
There's very little.
Sure.
I mean, there's nothing scientifically, but there's very little in the Bible that even remotely can be used as evidence, and what they do proffer as evidence sucks. I mean, It's just not evidence when they say, oh, because the Bible says God created the heavens and the earth. Okay, how does that get you to demonstrate to me that the earth is 6,000 years, contrary to all the evidence that we do have?
Steve, I have science.
I have science.
Yeah,
I
they have.
got Dino's event. Was it Dinosaur Adventureland? So it must be true.
I'm gonna go.
Yep.
You
If
leaving?
I ever get down there, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go to Dinosaur Adventureland. I thought you were gonna leave here.
No, I'm not leaving here. No, I'm going to Dinosaur Adventure.
I want to go with you, dude. I would go just for the shits and giggles, just because I want to take pictures and I want to go. Okay, what is this about? I can't imagine it be like very big and very well done. I just can't imagine that.
Steve, there's several people in chat asking where the roast took place.
The roast is in the video description. It is on the Non Sequitur show. If you wish to go watch it, the link is there.
Oh, I see it right there. It's the first fucking link.
The first freaking link, yes. I would recommend anytime you go to a live stream, look in the video description. There's always stuff there about it, usually, unless I forget. So
There's links to everybody's channels and all that.
yeah, the links to everybody's channels I put into the description of the Non Sequitur show. Everybody who contributed. If I missed anybody, please let me know. Obviously, there's a lot of people involved in that. That was not a two-person thing. That was not just Kyle and I. That was quite a bit of people that got in on that. And I want to thank each and every one of them. I mean, Bible and other fairy tales, brilliant. And was a Kid New 5? Is that how you pronounce their name? I always butcher them, but God, are they funny. And also, especially thank you to Frank from the Geek Room. You guys don't know what effort he puts into producing those things. Very, very talented. So, anyways, Jackson Wheat. Oh my goodness, the Jackson Wheat, the famous Wheater.
Well, hello.
Hello, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh, that's good.
I heard
You
a
have
rumor that I
weekends?
heard a weird rumor that I might be on your show here coming up. Is that true, Jackson?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, I heard a weird rumor from you that I might be on your show here soon.
It is a potentiality depending on whether or not the sacrifice goes well tonight.
Okay, well, whoever we got to sacrifice, whatever blood ritual we have to do to make it happen, I'm willing to put forth the effort. They never find the bodies, so whatever.
Only
Right.
if the Dark Overlord Cthulhu approves.
If Cthulhu approves, we can make it happen. I'm okay with it. And by the way, I want to thank Jackson. He kept me company the other day. Him and Frankie. I had a scheduled power outage, and so I took off and I went to this little Mexican restaurant called Quinceanitas or Quincesuelas or Can't Swallow or something like that. And I was just bored out of my mind, so they just kept me company and talking to them. So thank you guys. The food was really good.
Please.
You do aim to please. Oh, by the way, you're breaking up a little bit. If you want to F5 and come back in.
Was that the Mexican place that was closed on a Monday?
No, that was a different place. I would have liked to gone there, but this was, I don't know if they had Wi-Fi, and so I had to go to a place that had Wi-Fi. So this was a place across from McDonald's. But no, I got to go to that place though. I was going to take a Colorado Biker Pepper and I were going to go have lunch, and I told him about this little Mexican restaurant that is in my area, and it has the best paella on the planet. I mean, it's just to die for it, and they don't make it all the time. But I was hoping they did.
Next time I'm in the area. Probably this fall.
And we went down there, and guess what, guys? I was so excited to have paella, or at least to have the best Mexican food on the planet, and they were closed. Story of my life. I was sad. I cried on his shoulder for hours. He had to like literally hold me as they bawled.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
I was like, "Why, Cthulhu? Why? Damn you, Cthulhu!" He's like,
"Oh, anyway."
Yep. So, anyways, that's our date story.
Yep. So let's ask the chat, if you don't mind. What did they think the best video was? The best Hovind roast video was?
I thought Steve asked.
Well, I asked you guys. I don't care about the live chat. No, I'm kidding. Let's ask the live chat.
Yeah,
well, we got Dave F. What did you think?
I'm sorry. I kind of came in late. What are you asking again? Ask the question
you're
again.
Just supposed to say yes, yes, and yes. That's just it. You have one job function to say yes. No, we're talking about the Kent Hovind roast last night and what people thought of the videos because so many people had so many great content that they made for that video. I mean, and that was almost all of it was specially made, except for obviously the living dinosaur.
Surus.
Old.
Surus. I loved Surus's.
That would be my
Oh
choice.
yeah, I got to get Cirrus in here. Let me get Cirrus. Sorry, Cirrus. I haven't forgot about you. Let me get you in here.
Cirrus was, that would have been my choice.
His was brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. You could tell there was some pent up frustration.
Just a little bit of malaise there.
Yeah, tell me how you really feel about Kent, Cirrus. You kind of are really kind of subtle, and I didn't really understand. You got to be more in touch with your emotions. Oh, I can't find Cirrus. Cirrus, can you direct message me on Twitter so I can give you the link to get in? And so Cirrus was your favorite? Because I got to tell you, I really had a panache for or pension or whatever for the God damn it, I can't think of the word. For what's his name? Godless
Engineers?
No, Godless Geezer.
Oh, Godless Geezer was amazing.
That was awesome.
Blah blah blah
was
blah,
cool.
blah Bible.
Blah 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 Bible.
I think Cirrus wins out because it was a roast. So in the tradition of a roast, it's the best to be as brutal as possible. So that's why I think
That's why I
won
picked
over.
Cirrus. That's why I picked Cirrus because it was just painful.
I think the one that made me laugh the most.
Let's see here. All right, Cirrus, I'm trying to get you in here, but it doesn't let me DM you, so you're gonna have to DM me.
So I'm thinking of actually kind of working with. Have you ever heard of? Oh God, what is his actual full YouTube channel name? I've done a couple streams with him, and Rhetoric and Discourse.
Who are you referring to?
His name is Guyver. Forget what his actual full name is.
Greg Geiler? Greg Geiler is a theist.
No, he's not a theist. He's I'm sub to him, but I did something on his channel with Rhetoric and Discourse a couple times, and we were just it was just a couple streams. He live streams every so often, and it was back when I had to do the government certification for my company again, and because I was a tertiary on there, and I had to learn Amazon Web Services, which I was mildly familiar, but now I was getting back into it then. And now I have time because I lost my job on Thursday. So.
Oh, did you? Man, we're sorry to hear about that.
Well.
Now you can go to your boss and say, you know what? Fuck you. I never liked you anyways.
Actually, my boss is actually the person who got me the job. He's my friend. We all.
Well, who fired you then?
Well, then pull a prank on him where you act like you hate him now because you're fired.
How did you get fired if your boss likes you?
The investors said we don't want to build a new fab.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, you'll find something. I'm
yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I will. There's things. I got things up my sleeve. Let's put it that way.
I have things up my ass, so I get that. I understand that.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's gonna be the new game we play.
An awkward part of the conversation.
Yeah, Sarah's came at the wrong time. That we just started playing "What's Up My Ass," and
Yeah. So. See, why does this have to go to your butthole right now?
Every time.
I mean, I always bring in my dick. So
I want to get a Kid New 5 in here, but he has no other accounts. What does that mean? A Kid New 5? Make an account. Do something. Get in here. I love your stuff. I don't know how Kid New 5 has like only 285 subs. It's a tragedy. I mean, the guy. I think there's two of them.
How does it you
so
have,
good videos?
How is it? Wait a second. How is it you have a YouTube account but you don't have a Google Plus account?
That can happen. It used to be set up differently, I think.
Yeah, it was, but it literally takes like 2 seconds to add the Google
account.
Plus part. Yeah.
That was before Alphabet took over YouTube.
I don't know what it was, but I know they were separate. They merged them. They separated them. Now they're like who knows what. So.
Well, that's why my brand account, which is what my YouTube account was, and my Google Plus account are separate. Like they're two different things. That's why I come in as David. But when I open streams, it's Booleanator, and it's confusing, and I don't care if people know my real name. So.
Your new real name's Abdul.
Huh?
Abdul. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we're going to go with, Abdul.
Sure, whatever.
Can you find? Don't know how. Somebody help Can you find figure out how to come into a hangout. So what is? I don't understand this. You can make brilliant videos, but you don't know how to come into a hangout.
Could be like Kent, just waiting for it to evolve.
We might as well just wait. So, Sarah, how long did it take you to make your video? Which, by the way, brilliant but brutal as hell. Holy God!
It only took about 2 hours. It only took me about 2 hours. What ended up happening was there was a quote that I remember Kent saying about saying that gays need to be killed or something like that, and he said it from prison. But I couldn't find the quote, and I didn't want to straw man him. I wanted to only. Well, I was building this like off the cuff because I meant to do it last night, but my stream went 2 hours too long last night. Not last night, but the night before. So I ended up having to go through all of Kent Hovind's quotes, and I'm like, well, damn, I lost the quote that I thought I was going to use.
It was in a discussion he had with Steven Anderson from prison, and I have that video.
Well, if we ever do something like this again, then send that to me so I can be slightly more brutal.
Okay, sounds good. By the way, Monkey Man wants us to sing the song. Pseudogenes, atavisms, fossils, and homologies. No?
I don't know the rest.
Oh,
It was too much to take in. It was too much to take in.
That was brilliant. I love that. Pseudogenes, atavisms, fossils, ERVs, homologies. It's like, I don't know how it went, but it was really good.
I was surprised while listening to the Hangout to finally realize that Vice Rhino is an anagram of Eric Hovind.
I never knew that either. So
I didn't put that together. So yeah, that was cool.
We were all shocked by that. Shannon especially.
So. Shannon was like the most amusing part of the whole thing. She was
laughing
so
too.
her ass
One
off.
person was not happy. They were like, "Can you send us the video without her laughing?" I'm like, "No, it doesn't work that way." But I was enjoying her laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
I gotta say, it's a roast. You're supposed to have the reaction as well. It's not just, hey, listen to a bunch of people roast Kent. No, there's the audience reaction too.
Thank you.
That's why I thought it would be great if Kent actually showed up just to see his reaction. Would have been priceless.
I don't think he would have wanted to be there whenever mine was posted.
No, he would have been really uncomfortable with that. Somebody wants me to tell me my Lord Stephen Christ story. I don't know what my Lord Stephen Christ story is, except that he wants me to be put in FEMA camps.
He's concave earther, so
yeah, he's a cellular concave earther. But he had a video where if he became, and I think he said prime minister or I don't know, whatever of the United States, some position. That he wanted to be reminded to make sure that I got put in FEMA camps. Okay. No idea. I've talked to the guy like 3 times, I think, at most, and I'm being really liberal there.
It really bothers me when I see, like, I know that there's a lot of drama that surrounds you sometimes, but you've got a large community, so that tends to happen. But it really bothers me when I see people get so brutal towards you, and I'm like, the guy takes a neutral stance in most things because that's kind of his job. What are you angry about? What has he said?
Well, I did get a little bit over. I want to say over the top with Arn and Jeranism. I don't think that I went overboard. I think that I did take an aggressive stance because this was the second time we've had Jeranism on, and Kyle and I were talking in the background, going, "This is going nowhere." Because Jeranism brought nothing to the table. And I'm like, we've got to do something. This is an hour into it, and I'm bored out of my mind. Everybody's bored out of their mind because Jaren has offered nothing. And Arden's like, I'm getting ready to leave, right? So I'm like, I'll interject. And so I did. And I want to make people very clear. The Non Sequitur show is unbiased when it comes to something that's, people want to debate. They want to have discussion. We all have our opinions. We all have our personal opinions on things. I mean, come on. But I am not a flat earther. I'm very much against flat earth. I'm allowed to be against flat earth on the Non Sequitur show. I don't have to be this neutral party that says, oh, well, you're a flat earther. Let's evaluate to see if you're right. No, you're wrong. Let me show you why it's wrong. But if you want to come in and try to discuss it, that's fine.
But Steve,
especially because it's structured as a discussion, not as a formal debate.
Exactly. So he's not supposed to take neutral side because it's not a debate.
Yeah,
but why, Steve, what you don't understand, Steve, is that, look, you may know, but like I don't know, and that's my evidence.
Yeah, and here, when I had the debates with Hovind, they were listed as debates. Did you guys see how neutral I was? I was extremely
Yep.
neutral.
You were even neutral whenever it was the discussion between him and Aaron, which was listed as a discussion.
I tried to be. Yes, I really did. But I did explain. I went in that discussion and they agreed. If the conversation gets hung up, I will interject and I will explain for the audience what both sides are talking about, because I know a little bit about the topic, enough to kind of, suss out what the question is, and especially if Hovind is dodging it. Right. One thing Aaron didn't want was Hovind to gish gallop, and I said I will try to prevent that from happening. Right, because Hovind could gish gallop like the best of them. And why have a discussion if all Ken is going to do is gish gallop? There's no point to it. And so we wanted to avoid that at all costs. What's that?
Said he gish gallops and then he projects that the other person's gish galloping.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're right. And so we wanted to kind of prevent that. And I knew going into this that Hovind would probably not be back. I believe that this was going to be our last time with him, and I wanted to go out with a bang. And I was like, Arm, you two talk about what you want to talk about. We're not going to be interjecting too much unless we need to, and we didn't until the end. But there was no thing to Hovind that said we had to give him equal time. Nothing. I never told him he was going to get 50% of the time. I even told him we are not going to be involving ourselves with this. This is between you and Aaron. We want you guys to have a discussion to see how you fare. And he failed miserably.
He did.
That's a bit of an understatement.
You seem to default onto a lot.
Wait, is Hovind a flat earther?
No.
Oh, thank God he's not.
He's a younger creationist.
But I mean, honestly, they're not that much far removed from each other. We've already all kind of got to the point where we realize that all this stems from conspiratorial religiosity, all of it. Matter of fact, the discussion we had last night with SJ and RM, and he's an anesthesiologist, so he's not like he's uneducated. And we had a great discussion for about an hour afterwards. He's not not intelligent. He's a very intelligent guy, but yet he compartmentalizes, and everything he knows about Mac Revolution he gets from the wrong sources. So he has this very skewed opinion of it that he thinks is right because that's where he's getting the narrative from.
But he's using a biased source.
What's that? He's using a biased source, but there's a conspiracy thing there, right? Well, the educational thing, they don't want you to know the truth. Oh, you cannot go against the paradigm, or you're going to be
science is a religion. Scientism narrative.
Right, but serious, where do you go with that, right? I mean, if somebody wants to say scientism and they want to say there's a conspiracy, at that point, I don't personally have much to say to the person because I just don't think you bring it in the table.
At that point, there's not much you can say, because if you agree, then you're, I hate to use language like this, but if you agree with them, you're stupid. But if you disagree with them, you're either part of the conspiracy or you've been indoctrinated. That's kind of how the mindset is on that side. That's what I got from Jeranism as well, was anytime he was like, well, I didn't say you're part of the conspiracy. It's like, no, but you're saying he's indoctrinated, which makes them part of the conspiracy, just at a lower level. The only thing you can really do in situations like that is, I guess, try to use a little bit of street epistemology. Just ask them and get them to reevaluate their position, because nothing you say is going to change their position. You have to let them walk into it.
You know what? I gotta admit, I do that. I use a little bit of a street epistemology when I'm doing these kind of dialectics. I've actually taken a few of their approaches on board. Yeah, let them do it, right?
Yeah, nothing you say is going to do it. Like, they got themselves there, they're going to have to get themselves out. It's unfortunate, but that's what you have to do. Like, I personally don't care if somebody is a theist or an atheist or what have you. I just care that they're safe, if they're not trying to hurt people. And I think that there are some narratives that are intrinsically harmful, and sometimes when somebody's spouting that narrative, they believe in it so wholeheartedly that you absolutely have to get them to come to their own conclusion. You can't convince them otherwise.
Well, me and Steve were talking about somebody dangerous like that before. I don't want to name her because I'm not mean.
Yeah, no, that person that we were mentioning before, we're never going to get through that person. And it's just, there's a couple people that I feel have gone off the mental edge, and for ethical concerns, I'm just not that interested in having conversations with them. Now, I know it's entertaining. People do like it. I don't. I just don't. And I've told certain people that have severe mental delusions, hearing voices, I'm a messenger of God kind of stuff. I don't think that they should be around the Discord, honestly.
I actually went over some of the instances of that on the last video on my channel, because I've been sitting on a bunch of cases of it, just waiting to compile a video.
Yeah, and somebody had mentioned to me the other day on Twitter. I don't know who it was because it was not one of my normal people, but I get a lot of messages. But somebody said, "Hey, Steve, you have actually said once that religion is not a mental disorder, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, what about the people that go shoot things up?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not talking about those people. Clearly, those people have mental disorders, but that's not
Yeah,
because
at that point, the religion is more of an enabler. It's not necessarily the source cause.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
In a lot of situations like that. Now,
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
some, like if somebody says, "Oh yeah, God told me to stone my kids," at that point, I kind of have to wonder if the religion would or would not have helped there. But that's up in the air in some
Well,
cases.
the person I know, religion does help. She believes she hears demons.
Yeah. And that says something. Anyways, we got to unifying atheists. By the way, you need a headphones, unifying atheists, because we got a little echo.
You
So
look
we
like
have
Jesus.
to turn down. He's new to the community. I've been trying to get him into our hangout to kind of introduce himself. So he's starting a channel, aren't you, atheist?
We can hear your mic, bro.
You can hear my mic?
Yeah, it's got echo.
Headphones, please.
Yeah, it's got echo.
It's an echo. Let's see. I don't know how to fix that.
Don't worry, everybody has these technical problems when they first come around.
Yeah, I've never done this before. I can't hear it, so I don't know what to do. I've had
Do you have headphones?
in, so
Yeah. Okay, try those.
You're also mumbling really, really, like it sounds like you're underwater almost. Or under a pillow, rather, not underwater.
Yeah, I think he's using a laptop camera and mic.
No, I'm actually using. I actually have a smartphone.
Oh, smartphone. Okay.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's turn down the volume a little bit, and that might help. And then we'll just, when you talk, we won't speak, so we don't get the echo.
How's that?
We'll see. So, anyways, introduce yourself and tell us a little about yourself, because I've been trying to get you in here.
Well, I probably, I don't know what to really say about myself. I'm from Louisiana. I come from an extremely right-wing religious family who pretty much hates everybody. That's all I can really say. I've just been following most of the YouTube atheists and also your channel and everything. I just thought I would try to come on, talk, just be some other than just a spectator for once.
Well, that's awesome. No, I love it when people do that. I've divergenized enough people over the years. Jackson, are you hidden? I didn't know that. I'm sorry. There you go. Yeah, no, that's great. We know that a lot of people listen in. People have to listen for years, and I get a lot of messages saying they like the content, and I love each and every one of them. But I love the ones the most to say, "Hey, I want to be a part of it," and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's get you in." Because this is a growing community. I mean, we're already at 1,400 members in the Great Debate community. The Non Sequitur Show has over 5,000 subs. Shannon just hit 1,000.
Really good growth. You had 1,000 members in the Great Debate community not but a month ago. But yeah, growth in a month. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're averaging 100 a month. Yeah, and the Non Sequitur Show. I mean, that show is only a little over 3 months old. And it's already 5,000 subs. It has, I don't know, 250,000 views or something like that. It's projected to have 10,000 subs in a month or two or something. And I'm grateful for that. I mean, that's our project. That is our big push. That's why I kind of put the Great Debate community to the side going into it at the year and said I'm not going to be that active in the GDC. I'm leaving it to other people to kind of take over. Like Dave's been very active, but he unfortunately has had in real life things, and he can't take the weight of all that. I've had Seder work a lot on the Discord, so it takes a community. It really does. This is a lot of moving parts, and a lot of people have channels. The Geek Room has their channel. Atheist Trailer, or Beyond the Atheist Trailer Park has their channel, which is Heretic Woman.
Trying to start my own. My friend said that he's a computer programmer. He said he's gonna set me up with a computer and a camera and everything.
Yeah, you definitely need a computer. You can't do a show from a phone, I'll tell you right now.
I know. I've tried creating videos and it just doesn't come out right. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to wait until I have the right equipment.
So you got that Jesus look going on, though. You got that long hair hippie stuff going on.
See, he's not quite as Jesus as Frankie, though.
No, Frankie is the only Jesus we know.
No, I just idolized hippies as a kid.
That's cool. No, I got long hair. No, well, I'm getting long hair.
Man, you're totally Jesus. Can I worship you?
You can if you want. It's free country.
So FYI, I've heard, and I'm going to validate right now, Shannon does have over 1,000 subs, and that means that she has to make a video. Yay!
Confirmed.
Finally.
She's stressing about this, I'm sure. So let me look here. I got to validate that 1,017, baby. Go girl.
That's cool.
She has no content and she has over 1,000 subs. That's awesome.
See, I've got over 30 videos on my channel with almost 700 subs. I'm very jealous.
Yeah, so all that work and all you had to do is just be Shannon and
Yeah.
do with subs. Okay, fair enough.
To be fair, I've only been at this like 3 months, so I guess it's not terrible.
Yeah, a lot of us have been in a while and just now starting to see progress. But it is what it is. People have been working really hard, and it's like I said, between us and the geek room, we're trying to help everybody out. We want all the channels to grow. And Geo Streeber, you got to tell me how to really pronounce your name. So get your ass in here, Geo Streeber, because he likes the German oomph on it.
Geo Streber.
Yeah.
Geo Streeber, is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Streber.
Streber.
It's okay. Nobody
Streber.
pronounced my last name either.
Geo Streeber. Geo Straber has some awesome stuff on his channel lately. So if you haven't even gone and checked out Geo Straber, I just spit on myself. That's what happens when you try to speak German. Go check him out.
Not
That's what
really
happens
that
when
hard.
Americans try to speak German. That's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I real
import
quick,
German, so
I don't speak any German,
Yeah.
and it's past midnight there. So, anyways, by the way, we do have a show tonight. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Bible Contradictions. If you guys don't know that, or if you missed the beginning of this, but I have this little thing here that I put out on a tweet, and it's called "Flat Earth is a Cult," but I kind of want to change it to "Young Earth is a Cult." So I want to go through these, and I want to ask you guys: do you think that this applies to young Earth creationism? Fair.
Okay.
It can.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let me go through each one of these, and you guys tell me if it applies to young Earth creationism. Here we go. First one, and I'm just going to change the word "cult" to young Earth creationism, or YEC. So, young Earth creationism convinces you that everyone else is lying to isolate you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a sign of a cult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Science
I-
denial.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay. Hana and
Yes.
Mr. GPT say no, but everybody else I think is yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I definitely agree. Because the whole thing for the young Earth creationists is that all of science is wrong. Everybody else is lying. Therefore,
Well,
you
you can only be saved the one way.
Yeah. So I definitely think that falls under a cult. So young Earth creationists convince you that the people aren't lying, have been brainwashed to discredit outside influence.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes it depends.
It's more science denial. It's just
The-
rewording of the first
The
one.
ground
Well,
root,
depending on
the ground level
person,
ones.
it could
do.
be who's actually doing the deceiving, depending on who you're talking to.
Well, for that particular one, the ones at the roots level, they'd say, "Oh, you've been brainwashed, right? Oh, you believe in evolution, you've been brainwashed." So they're the ones that would fall into cult. The higher ends, I don't see the higher people saying that the lower ones have been brainwashed too much, but possible.
But it doesn't matter if
The
they
area
say
where I
they've been
live at,
brainwashed.
Well, does it or does it matter? They outright say it. They probably think it, right? Or they want people to think that.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
They're fooled by Satan.
Okay.
Yeah, there
So-
you go. That's what I was gonna say.
Young Earth creationists demonize education as indoctrination to keep you ignorant and discredit outside arguments.
God's not allowed in the schools. How dare they?
That's a 100%. They took prayer out of my
Absolutely.
schools and they made them learn evolution. It's the devil.
The
Yeah.
devil
I actually have an odd take on that. but
Go ahead.
Just let y'all go.
No. What's your take on that one?
I was just gonna say I make this joke on everyday life when I talk about people who talk about flat Earth and stuff. I say it just seems to me like they have some kind of trauma from like their parents telling them that Santa Claus isn't real, so now they don't trust anything anybody says.
But
Think
that
it
doesn't know where it stems from. I mean, that's not the reason why. And by the way, I am going to have a hangout, not this week, but probably next week, on Santa Claus.
No, I wasn't being literal. It was just a joke.
I'll be there.
Well, no, it's funny though you mentioned that because there are people out there that refuse to say they believe that Santa Claus doesn't exist, and I'm really fascinated by that. I'm finding it to be really interesting. Why people won't
No, I
make
was
that
just saying
claim?
their parents they got mental block because they were lied to too many times.
That might be,
Basically,
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
trust anybody
At the
else.
very least, you could say without any doubt that the modern Santa does not exist.
Yeah, no, when I mean Santa, I mean like literally the guy that flies around in a sleigh.
In a red suit and
Yeah,
his
I
reindeer.
believe very strongly that Santa does not exist. I'm okay with making
Well, the
that
odd
claim.
thing is,
Back
I
up.
actually believed in Santa longer than I believe in a god.
I wish
But
that
you-
was my case.
But do you see what I'm saying? There are people out there that say that they will not say that they don't believe in Santa, and I just find that to be ridiculous. I mean, how could you?
Are we going to include Krampus in that as well?
Yeah, is Krampus
sure.
included?
He's part of the legend as well. So we
Yeah.
got to include
I thought
Krampus.
Krampus was part of the German version.
Yeah, I believe.
Bavarian.
Yeah,
Yeah, Krampus is German, bro.
the med student says you don't believe you know
Yeah.
Santa exists. No, that's not true. It's both. You can't
I
have
actually wanna
believe.
go
Hang on, one
Krampus.
You
second.
know in your bones, Steve.
I know Santa does not exist, but I also believe Santa does not exist. You can't
No.
you can't know something without not believing it.
Yeah, now,
Knowledge
see,
entails
Steve,
belief.
you actually do believe Santa exists. You're just in denial.
That's it. I'm a Santa denialist. So yeah, I mean, I know Santa does not exist, but at the same time, by knowing that, I also make the claim that I believe Santa does not exist. It's you cannot have one without the other. You know, so I mean, I definitely believe Santa does not exist. That's true.
No, Santa doesn't exist. Oh, no shit.
But there are people that won't make that claim.
I've always thought it was a bad idea to tell kids that there's a Santa, even if it's like fun and games, because I think
That's
it
just
breeds like mistrust.
Yeah, and by the way, when
Not a real from the authority figure.
real quick, when I use the word belief, I'm using belief in philosophical belief. I'm not using it as faith. I'm using the actual word belief, which is in philosophy, which is a doxastic position on a proposition, right? If you think P is true, you believe P is true. That's how I'm using belief.
So here's what I think about Santa. If you're gonna get your kids, gifts, they're eventually gonna notice that they got a PS3 and their poor neighbor got like socks. So what you should do is you should say Santa just brings socks, and then that all the other gifts come from your parents.
There you go. All right. So next
Yep.
one. Young Earth creationists are elitists, convincing you that you've learned something amazing only, quote, woke people know about to make you feel
Woke.
good about yourself, smarter and more important.
Yes, that happened to me a lot.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm about 80%
The
of them.
chosen ones, dude.
I mean, it's kind of like I know that in a lot of ways I don't like to use Dr. Carrier for some stuff, but he does specifically call creationism a mystery cult, and I think that kind of falls in that category for all the reasons that a mystery cult would.
What he calls what? A cult?
He labels creationism and he labels Christianity as in general, but creationism falls under that as a mystery cult.
Yeah, I don't.
think
I,
that
no,
fits there.
I don't want to I don't want to label all creationism as a cult.
No, but young Earth creationism, I will definitely say that it follows all of the tropes of the mystery cult.
And by the way, there's a couple people that have said that the roast isn't all there. It's all there. The problem is probably not. I don't know what they're going on, but they did it a while back. When something renders, it takes a while to render, and so if it's over 2 hours, it may not upload all. But the whole roast is there. I just checked today. I mean, did anybody else have a problem with watching the roast?
No.
Okay, because I just got a message from Kyle saying people have been saying that the roast isn't all there. I have the entire roast in front of me. It's all there.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see here. Next one. Oh, and shout out to Marcus Venus. Hey, buddy. Long time no see. Oh, shoot. I got to go turn my alarm off 1 sec. So carry on.
About what?
Just with fair warning, it's probably going to disconnect me here in about 2-ish minutes, and then it'll reconnect me about 5 after that. Going through a dead zone.
Who should be roasted next?
Aaron. It's all in fair spirit, man. We're just gonna roast Aaron.
Okay, welcome back. Sorry, that was I set my alarm to make sure that I was up for ready to go for my
Yeah,
show.
I'm still waiting for
Oh,
it to go
you know
back
what?
from my
Roasting
email
Aaron,
saying
not a
that.
bad idea, but no.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think Aaron would actually be. He would be
Maybe.
there to attend. He
Yeah,
would have a ball.
he would thoroughly enjoy the hell out of
Yeah,
it.
I could totally imagine you like getting like a setup so it looks like he's standing at the podium getting roasted, and I can totally imagine him just sitting there laughing as
Yeah,
you
no, that's cool.
roast him.
Yeah.
Aaron's that kind of guy. I don't know why I said roaring.
Yeah, and by the way,
He'd
I'm
laugh
okay
at
with people
you,
making.
and then
Good. What's that?
He would double it back, hit you twice as hard.
Yeah, he would have thoroughly enjoyed that.
Saying if you roast Aaron, he'd laugh at it, and then he would double it back.
Exactly.
He's saying he'd roast you back.
Yeah, exactly, and it would be far worse, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be roasted by Aaron. I'm very sensitive. I'm a special snowflake that has very thin skin.
I'd be roasted by Aaron.
Ask Bike Prepper. I was crying in his shoulder just because the damn restaurant was closed. Think about if Aaron roasted me, how depressed I would be.
He'd fall apart in an instant.
I would nothing left of me, Let's see here. And by the way, you have very strong arms, Prepper. Too much creepy. Okay. No, I never.
All right, where's this going? And I don't want to know.
Private time. No. You know what's funny is we actually had a great time. We went out to this other little Mexican restaurant and just shot the shit for a couple of hours, and it was a very good time. And I appreciate it. It got me out of the house, man. So thank you, bro. All right, next one. What? Yep. And everybody else who's welcome to come down and we can hang out. I'm cool with that. Because I got
a bit of a long drive for me.
It's funny you say that.
All right, I'll start driving today. Be there in 2 days.
But I had coffee plans with somebody the other day, and she stood me up after I told her, please don't stand me up because I can't take that. It just bothers me to no end. And this was like the second time, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Now you make plans with somebody, you want to follow through with them. So.
There's a lot of desert on the ride from here to there.
Oh yeah. We're in the middle. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No shit. Yeah. Next one. Young Earth creationists provide an empowering message, like saving the world and/or waking up, to create a quote mission and obsessive loyalty.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, save the world.
Believe in Young Earth creationism, or you're doomed to hell.
Yeah, that they're gonna fill heaven or some crazy
Taking the
shit.
carrot deal.
Stop vaping, you gross fuck.
What are you talking about?
Just stop vaping. It's gross.
What's wrong with vaping?
I don't know. I'm just fucking with Dave.
Yeah.
This is coffee flavored too.
It's a lot healthier than
Gotta
you
get
smoking.
popcorn, long bro.
Oh, yummy. Okay, next one. Young Earth creationism creates a quote us versus them mentality to keep you in conflict with society, to create unified solidarity, strengthening group mentality and ID.
Definitely, yes. I mean, just watch Answers in Genesis. They're almost more harsh on groups like BioLogos than they are on atheists, because they blame. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say they blame the theistic evolutionist Christians for leading other Christians away from the true Christianity.
But look what they did to Paul. They actually actively worked against him going to what should be, for all intents and purposes,
an open conference.
An open conference, right? All intents and purposes
Did you
open
all
to the
ever see
public
those
conference.
posters that Ken Ham made?
Which ones? That's a
posters
very.
where he has the top.
Go ahead.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about those castle pictures where they show him shooting cannonballs at like the Tower of Atheism, but he's also shooting at the other Christians that don't follow his particular branch of Christianity.
Oh yeah, I've seen that picture.
Oh yeah, that fucking.
They're like shooting at their own base or whatever. Yeah.
Because they don't follow their particular interpretation of the Bible, then you're the enemy too, because you're feeding into the worldview of the atheists.
They literally describe it often as a holy war.
Okay, so next one. Young Earth creationists build emotional and senses-based arguments to turn you away from rational thought, to make you more susceptible to suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah. I still struggle with that shit.
Yeah, so it's basically believe us or you're going to hell. Because, by the way, not all Young Earth creationists make it a salvational issue, but there are some that do. There really are, so. Hang on a sec. Okay, so next one. By the way, this is going to be a very short hangout, guys. It's only going to go to 4 o'clock at the latest because we have a lot of things going on tonight. So next one. Young Earth creationists employ, quote, crisis creation techniques to keep you confused and at odds with your surroundings, so you don't have the wits to second guess.
Oh, the fucking what was that devil scare that they do every now and then?
The Satanic Panic.
Yeah, the Satanic.
Oh, that's back in the
Panic.
80s. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
80s, early 90s.
Back around in the mid 90s too.
Yeah.
It happens today, man.
It
Yeah,
does.
they don't let go of it.
I didn't
That's the
catch
thing.
that.
Yeah, there's some churches today that are like, the world is ending. Look at all these signs.
And every single time you get people that believe it. Every single freaking time.
Yeah, but I mean, the Satanic Panic wasn't so much the world is ending as like schools are abducting children,
Right.
forming
right.
rituals and all that kind of garbage.
It was
I
still
mean-
a crisis panic.
Yeah, I know. I lived through it. I was
And that did happen in some places to some extent, but it was blown way out of
because
proportion.
it's Sally Jesse Raphael and Jerry Springer and George what's his name, the guy that known as the Mouth, remember him? Rebecca David
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
not George Norrie, god damn, what was his name? Who was her father? I can picture him, but I can't think of his name. Rebecca DeMornay's dad.
Or what was it?
Morty something other.
Yeah.
How long it's been since I thought of that guy.
Yeah, he was like chain smoking all the time and screaming and yelling. Yeah, he was entertaining.
But all that stuff led into that satanic panic, and it was just unfounded to begin with. So,
I mean, they were interrogating 8-year-olds, and are you sure that your teacher didn't try to summon Satan?
yeah, and they were trying to do. They were actually putting false memories into people too. Morton Downey Jr. Thank you, Kaiser Smith.
Morton, yeah, that's it.
Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah,
or Grandma on 69.
He was
sorry.
the Jerry Springer before Jerry Springer.
Yeah, so that goes back a day. Oh, by the way, if you have not heard this yet, very bad news. So I'm sorry to make a downer, but if you guys don't know this yet, Art Bell passed away.
Yeah. No more. Oh, poor guy. What are we gonna do?
I was a fan of Art Bell. I listened to Art Bell since I was growing up with the Crystal Radio, listening to it with on KFI. I mean, or out of Pahrump or wherever he was from.
Yeah, George Norrie just isn't the same.
George Norrie's not the same? No, but he was a pioneer, and it's sad. I mean that he's no longer with us. So.
Did you just say you had a Crystal Radio?
I did build a Crystal Radio. Yes, an actual diode detector with a earpiece. It was a diode. It was a little LC tank circuit and an antenna with a ground wire. No battery.
That's pretty cool. I had one of those too, but I never actually got it to tune anything because I was out in the boondocks.
I got
mine from Radio Shack.
Well, I was a Radio Shack store manager for 6 years, and so before I was a Radio Shack store manager, at 16 I was an assistant manager at Radio Shack before I went in the military. Then I went back to Radio Shack after I got out, but I was always around Radio Shack, so I was always around Crystal stuff like that, and yeah.
Radio Shack box boy right here.
But I didn't build it from like a kid. I actually built it from parts from Radio Shack. Like I think it was what kind of diode was it? It was just a simple selenium germanium diode or something. And then,
but did you figure out the secrets that the ancients knew?
It didn't tap into the Kenesha records, or Keisha, what are they called? Okay, so next one. Young Earth creationists utilize, quote, divine commission to create purpose, such as revealing God's plan to create bigger purposes and imperative. Oh yes.
Oh, definitely.
All
That's
the time.
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. Utilize
Like a
divine
base
commission.
narrative.
I am on a mission from God to convert you to believe that man walked with dinosaurs, because that's important to God.
Yeah,
Okay, Kent, we get it.
Yeah.
T-Rex were vegetarians too.
Yeah, T-Rex was vegetarians, even though we found T-Rexes with meat in their stomach. We prove
suddenly-
positive.
Flintstone
Suddenly-
Arts.
Oh, they turned into meat eaters, but only after man sinned.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I'm suddenly reminded of that picture of the Bible too, where it's Jesus with a laser rifle on a velociraptor.
Dude, that's badass.
yes, yes.
But did you ever hear the one that
Sounds like
Netflix
a
Free
great
had?
movie.
Netflix Free actually believed that the snakes with their fangs, the fangs are designed to like eat apples and suck the juice out.
That
Yeah.
fire-breathing
Just a fucking
Parasaurolophus, though.
Yeah, wrap your head around that one, right?
You know, anytime that I hear Nephilim Free says this, my ears just turn off.
I'm more perked up. I'm like, what did Nephew say this time?
Did you guys
yeah.
ever hear about the fire-breathing Parasaurolophus?
I have not. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was Dwayne Gish's little
Carl,
thing.
that was Dwayne Gish. Okay, yeah.
Was it Boggs or Gish?
It might have been Gish.
Was that the fire from the nostrils because of the oxygen shit? Yeah.
Yeah. That's great stuff.
Oh God.
Because clearly they were adapted for breathing fire. Yeah.
But people believed it. It's like they can't say anything so stupid where some creationist goes, okay, even at that point, I got to say no. Nope. They're like, you know what? They found out that these dinosaurs couldn't breathe fire because of their nostrils being small and rapid breathing and oxygen.
What the fuck?
And it's just like you look at them like you just don't need to breathe. Please don't.
Oxygen thieves.
You don't need to breed.
Yeah. All right, next one. Young Earth creationism creates a, quote, unfalsifiable argument, so they can't be proven wrong. If a counter argument is strong, it's a lie. If it is proof, it is faked. If it can't be discredited, it is a bad source, et cetera, ad nauseum.
Yes, all the way. 100%.
Technically, you just described a mental delusion, too.
Yeah.
That is true.
I met a woman who told me even if I could prove evolution to her satisfaction, she wouldn't believe it. Because
it sounds like what Aaron Ross said about having a time machine.
Yeah,
like
I've met people like that.
I don't get that though. I don't understand that. That okay. Help me understand this one. To me, when a person says that, are they no different than a person saying, "I want to deny reality, no matter how much reality you show me"? I mean, if they're in a position where if they cannot accept their own evidence by seeing something, if you take them in a time machine and go back, several billion years ago, and they can see the Earth forming and evolution happening in real time, and they don't believe that, they're delusional. They're not willing to accept reality at that point. I mean,
but
what do you think is going on in their head? Satan's playing with them?
Yes.
Yes.
Most of the time, it's
I
just
can say-
because it fucks with their reality or what they've been taught all their lives, so they just don't want to believe it. So they just
Well,
stay
it's not
ignorant.
like that, but it's making them challenge something that they hold, that has really just become part of their ego. You're directly challenging them, and it scares them. It scares them. It's frightening.
Yeah. Lemaitre makes a great point. He says people say they don't believe, quote, or / understand evolution, and yet every year people get a new flu shot. Mind-boggling. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't get how they can deny evolution, and yet they go, oh, well, actually, Lemaitre student, you may be a little wrong on that because there are young creationists that are also anti-vaxxers for the same reason, right? Because they want to deny it,
I say that's just natural selection is about to take hold for us.
But then they affect everybody else because they're herd immunity, right? But people don't get their shots, and I'm one to talk, but I don't go out. So if I go out, I'll get my flu shot. I've gotten them before.
Everybody that's smart just needs to be a shut-in.
Exactly.
Just let everybody else that's not vaccinated and a bunch of idiots just walk around and pet each other.
Hey, I'm already a shut-in. I'm good to go.
Well, look at me and Branda Law. I mean, look at us. We don't go out.
And either. So my last date was with Colorado Biker Prep. What does that tell you?
You're sad. Your life is sad.
Although I got, but no disrespect to Piper. The biker. I did have a hot chick, really hot chick that was supposed to go out with the other day. That would have been a far better date. No offense.
Oh no,
friends even still, but she was a looker. But should happen.
Hey.
I'm not saying that biker prepper isn't easy on the eyes, but hot chick prepper, yeah, he's gonna lose out.
Yeah, I've heard a decent enough amount of witnesses that if you show like Jehovah's Witnesses, if you show them evidence of stuff, a lot of them will be, Satan's planting evidence to deceive people.
They used to be a lot bigger than that, though.
Like fossils are like, that's the devil just going back,
tweaking
things.
Yeah, the Watchtower. Did they still do that, though? I mean, I know the J-Dubs really did that back in the 70s and 80s and probably even the 90s, but I think they kind of got away from that narrative. Or are they still back on it?
They're still young Earth.
I've heard them bring it up a couple times.
Well, see, I got yelled at because somebody told me Jehovah's Witnesses are not young Earth, and I go, well, that might be true, but all the ones I know are. So I don't know what I'm just going by what I've talked to. The ones that I've talked to, all of them are young Earth.
I actually talked to
they'll sometimes say that when the Bible's talking about the days of creation, that the days aren't literal days.
That's about what Hugh Ross does.
God's perception's different, but they still believe that Adam and Eve was the start, and it was about 6,000 to 10,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's. I was having a conversation with the Jehovah's Witness the other day who was saying that.
Yeah.
They kind of like misrepresent it. They're like, oh, we don't believe in a young Earth because they try to say that creation process accounts for the age, but the age of humanity is still young.
Yeah, the creation process was measured in ages, like a day. They say it was mistranslated or misattributed to where it's the ages, like the Aquarius and the precession of the ages. So that it took like one day was an age of, what is that, like 24,000 years or something like that?
Something like, I don't know how they work it out. It's all nonsense anyway.
It just seems like mental masturbation to me. I mean, to go through that kind of hoops, All right, on the last one. Yay. Okay. Last one is young Earth creationism attracts people with low self-esteem, cultural dissatisfaction, spiritual identity crisis, low tolerance for ambiguity, and a desire need to belong to a select group.
Yep.
Cast iron just turned into a bobblehead for 3 minutes.
I mean, I'd say yes to most of that, but they love ambiguity when it comes to terms like kind and information. So,
although they think that kind is
talking about, according to Vice Rhino, we finally have a definition of kind.
If you don't know what a kind is, well, I still don't know.
Oh, you mean a clade?
No, they would be a clade, a family, genus, species. Who the hell knows? They change.
I think you mean an elephant that begat a pine tree, sir.
I mean, at some point,
they don't do that. So
at some
I would
point,
say that
goat
by
begat a satyr.
narcissistic sociopaths, but those are just the leaders.
You see, people made up this bullshit about a god making satyrs. No, we just came from a goat one day, so I'm proof of evolution.
No, there was some goat man love going on for that, I think.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that didn't happen. So a man and a goat beget a satyr.
Yeah, and like I said, there's no experimentation done on the pine tree elephant thing to see if they were like biologically, genetically compatible to reproduce. But I'm going to go with the probably not.
We should go with the GoFundMe and do this.
Yeah, let's do a GoFundMe experiment.
I'm going to definitely say that that's a possibility. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Steve. I think the trunk would make, I think an elephant's trunk would make an awesome womb.
Well, I'll tell you what. Where I live, I've got lots of pine.
A lot of splinters.
I don't want to see
an elephant. Let's give this a try.
Yeah, no.
Can you imagine if in the end all we get is like an incredibly well armored elephant that only needs the sunlight to live?
All you're going to get is something that needs to go on Pornhub that somebody's going to want to watch. That's all you're going to
get. Just an elephant humping a tree.
Yeah, that's all you're going to make that up.
Yeah, you get.
That's way too many
splinters
in that areas. You don't want it.
Yeah, let's get easy to do experiment.
You live in a world that turns yellow once a year, don't you, Colorado Bryco Prepper?
Yellow?
Like, yellow from the pine tree.
Oh, yeah, the pollen is about to come out. Don't remind me. Oh, that's torture.
That's tree sperm right there.
The pollen's already
Yeah, your trees are about to come all over your house.
Oh, yeah, they're about to splooge. No, not over the house. They're about to splooge all over the whole fucking neighborhood.
So when the elephant sneezes, that's elephant rape.
Oh, yeah, hey.
Oh,
God. Let's see if we can make this work. Bring me an elephant.
Just go to a zoo, and when they're not looking, just squirt tree pollen up its nose.
I don't know. I don't know. You have trouble with biology? That's not how reproduction works.
What are you talking about? Snorting pollen obviously is how you have flower babies.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like you do it like Coke. You get a line of pollen, just.
So what do you break it up with? You just get like a twig. You're like, I have to have vegan pollen.
Yeah, man.
Did Hovind ever mention anything on his channel about the whole elephant pine tree stuff?
Oh, by the way, you're not allowed to use a straw. You're allowed to use a bamboo shoot for snorting.
I know he mentioned that there's going to be a roast on him, but did he ever talk about the whole pine tree elephant thing?
I don't think he did. I didn't hear about it. He may have.
Did you? You should send him a mug and a. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I still want to get a mug. I got to get a mug. Definitely got to get a mug.
Mug.
I know what I'll do when we get the pine pollen all over everything. I'll scrape some off a car, put it in a little vial, and send it to Ken. So here, go artificially inseminate an elephant.
And may do it.
I don't know much about elephant biology. Can you just squirt that somewhere?
You just squirt it all over the hide.
You got to get it a little wet so that it definitely
on his skin or it gets the hose again.
You at least got to use a turkey baster.
No. Here's here's what we're all missing. We need to get some actual
Just
elephant
come out
sperm
powder,
and mix the
man.
spores in.
See what
I had a
happens.
blender. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
vote Steve for extracting the sperm.
Yeah, I am not going to extract elephant sperm. No.
No.
No, I vote Ken.
Just have Ken milk the elephant.
What kind of
I worked on a
pine
horse
cones
breeding
would
farm.
that
I'm not doing
generate?
that shit again.
Some pretty
They got
vicious
little
ones.
trunks hanging off of the tip of everyone. Little trunks.
Of
Little
every
teeth
pine
sticking out of the
cone?
bottom.
Yeah, it's a pine tree, except for all the limbs are trunks.
Frankie, I hear that
Yeah.
you have something of a debate tonight or something along those lines.
No. Debates not tomorrow. Next Tuesday at 7. Tonight's going to be our Let's Riff with Godless Iowan.
What time is that?
7:30
7:30. What time?
Eastern Standard Time.
Flat Earth time?
Yeah, Flat Earth time.
Okay, so 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 5 o'clock. Then you're not. Are you producing the non-sec tonight or?
No, y'all going to be. It's starting at 7:30. You're going to be starting at 8. So.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can do your job for you.
Cool.
No, good luck with that. But people, I'm going to be ending this hangout prior to that. So all the 100 people watching, go over to the Geek Room and watch the Godless Iowan. He's awesome, and show some support to the Geek Room because they need to get like more subs. We need to get them to at least a few thousand. And I don't know else how to do it besides.
More than that. The Geek Room is a lot of fun.
Oh, I think they should get 10,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully, that's their goal.
Yeah.
At least 5 by the end of the year. Right, Frankie? Would you be okay if get 5 by the end of the year?
Oh, hell yeah. Especially 5 before our 100th episode.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I mean, we got 100 people watching. Those same 100 people can go show some support to the Geek Room and go watch, his discussion tonight. So his riff. When am I on again?
Next week.
Next week, isn't it? Okay, so the 20.
And we got Pimp the week following, then Shara the week after that, then Hellbent.
I am on
the 12th.
The 20th or 21st.
Fuck, I don't know what day I'm on.
I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna be on the Geek
21st.
Room riff, the 21st, and then I'm gonna be on Jackson Wheat. We haven't got the day yet. So I like being on other people's shows. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it because it's hard to carry your own show. I like to have somebody else to do it, and I just get to sit there and go, yeah, I'll just answer this question and ignore you for the other questions.
Sounds reasonable.
It sounds reasonable. It's well, I mean, I like having people on my show, so why would I not like to be a part of other people's? So, Pimp especially, that morning word was fun.
Pimp's Morning Wood's always fun.
Oh God,
and that is puts the sound as sexually as it was intended to.
Yeah,
Actually rushed home to come join this.
Well, when Pimp joins, it changes the whole dynamic of the show.
It immediately gets a lot dirtier.
Just watched what was it, dildos and ravioli video I have. It went from Flat Earth, I think, into Pimp screaming at us.
I also have it on my Facebook, so if anybody is my Facebook friend, you can see that because I was streaming it all out at the same time. So
that went downhill so fast.
Conversations with Pimp turn into it goes from like an actual conversation to you feeling like you're in a bar with some old people smoking.
It was Steve, myself, Anti-Ordinary, Frankie,
Red Eye. Funny thing is, that was the first time Anti-Ordinary was actually in our chat. I invited her. I was like, you need to get in here. We can talk or something. And all of a sudden, Pimp comes in. Woof. I'm like, never mind.
What the hell happened? What did I walk in? You just threw her into the deep end of the pool. You know that, right? So, Vicky, if you got to start at 4, what are you doing here?
I got no. It's 7:30. Sorry.
7:30. All right. So just let me know when I got to end this and send everybody to your way, which I'll probably do in a few minutes.
I'm all set up. I'm just fucking around.
Do you have a link?
I do. I just gotta find it.
Put the link in the live chat so we can. By the way, links need to be put in quotes. I don't know what it is about YouTube right now, but if you put a link in, it doesn't work. So the way around that is put the link in quotes, and that seems to have fixed it for some reason.
Yeah. For some reason, YouTube seems to either cut the link off at the end or just not give it its actual properties.
Yeah, it truncates it, or it doesn't send you it doesn't work. So I don't know.
It's YouTube.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Like I said, this is going to be a very short hangout. I appreciate all the people that watched the roast last night. I am thrilled to death how pulled together and how it ended up. I think it was fantastic, and I enjoyed Shannon's laugh. So the people that were like, not happy the way she was laughing, I thought that made it because I was enjoying the whole thing. So, anything you guys want to add?
Issues with Shannon laughing?
Yeah, a couple people were just like, they were upset that Shannon was laughing, and I'm like, why would I don't get that?
Shannon has grade A MILF laugh, dude.
Steve, the proper way to enjoy a roast is to just be entirely deadpan the entire time.
Exactly. Just sit there and say nothing, and that's the whole brilliant of a roast, to sit there and go. I mean, I don't.
I wish I could have joined in on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to be having more. I think we're going to be doing every Friday the 13th. I don't know who our next person is. We've been kicking it around. No.
Yeah, G-Man.
No.
Yeah.
No, G-Man. I will never do anything with him until he apologizes to Mel.
Oh, yeah.
17
Okay.
Creek. Yeah, I've made that very clear. I won't even mention. I won't talk. I don't want anything to do with him.
And a roast of G-Man would be way too easy anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, you got Ken Hovind. You could always go after Ken Ham.
Let's roast Steve.
Ken Ham would be interesting, but that's a can of worms.
No, I have the best roast idea. Let's roast Steve.
Roast on their channel. Go ahead.
No.
I know I'm a little bitch. I just
heartbeat, man.
You got to do somebody who has some public notoriety. That way, you can attract outside people from other channels that want to get.
Brett Keane would be good. Brett Keane would be good, actually.
Yeah, let's roast Brett Keane because the DP hasn't already done that. We're doing this late.
I was gonna say roast.
I know. So I mean, we're don't worry. We've got things in the works. We'll make it happen. We got. There's enough people out there that in the public eye. I really would like to do Ray Comfort, but.
So fair.
Yeah.
If you could get Logic in here and roast him, he's a good sport about it.
But I don't want to roast people I like, even though that's what roasters are for.
But
I get that, but
yeah, he would be a good sport about it. Logic and Aaron would both just be sitting there laughing.
I know.
Logic would agree.
Logic wanted to be a part of it last night, but he's just been so busy, and him and Iseth just couldn't get around to do it. So, but
Logic strikes me as the kind of guy to get roasted and then agree.
Yeah, probably.
If you do it on every Friday the 13th, you're going to have another roast in July, but then not another one until September of 2019.
What the fuck?
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, then we're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something. All right, so let's wrap this up, guys. You want anything to add on this before we kind of throw it over to the geek room, because I'm going to send everybody over there. Fuck yeah. I was singing. What's funny is I didn't realize Arn had popped in to the Skype call, and I was singing that song by Eddie Goomba, and all I heard Arn go, he's like, that song just sticks in your head, doesn't it? And I'm like, fucking singing it all day. Yeah.
What?
It really does. It sticks in your head.
True.
Good times. All right. So everybody, thanks for watching. Again, I know this was quick. We'll be having more after shows. It's just that last night people were so tired. But we are going to be doing after shows after each non sequitur show, I think, or at least as much as possible. We won't tonight because we already have one today. But go watch Frankie's channel at 4, and then the non sequitur at 5 Pacific time. Don't feel like you got to watch the non sequitur show if you're busy watching the Geek Room, of course, because they are going to overlap a little bit. But link is in the live chat for that, and I'll throw it into the video description afterwards as well. So with that, guys, thank you, Frankie, for producing that last night. You did a wonderful job.
No problem, man. I have